Today we are going to talk about one of the most challenging events in the blast furnace operation, the furnace sleep. We have titled this presentation The Delicate Giant for a reason. It reminds us that despite its immense size and power, the furnace is a finely balanced system. When that balance is lost, healing it is a delicate process. This guide will walk us through why sleep happens, why recovery is not a quick fix, and how we as a team work together to restore stability. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a sleep? In normal operation, the burden of ore, coke, and limestone descends smoothly and predictability, much like sand in a hourglass. A slip is then that smooth flow is broken. The material can suddenly hang up and then collapse unpredictably. A good analogy is traffic. Normal operation is a smooth flowing highway. A slip is like a sudden traffic jam that results in a chaotic burst of movement when it clears. The immediate effects are dramatic: a massive drop in top pressure, a sharp spike in pressure differential, and highly erratic gas flow and temperature. In short, it is a major shock to the entire system. Now, coming to our next slide, which is about a dominoes effect. And a sleep is not just one single problem, it triggers a cascade of failures, a dominoes effect inside the furnace. First, the smooth path for the reducing gases is destroyed instead of flowing evenly through the burden. The gas channels through the voids, bypassing crucial chemical reactions. Second, the thermal balance is completely lost. The heart of the furnace suffers a cold shock as the carefully maintained heat profile is crumbled. Third, the chemistry is thrown off. The process of reducing the ore, removing oxygen, is interrupted drastically. This leads to unreduced cold material falling deep into the hearth. Finally, the most critically, the cohesive zone, the active heart of the furnace where melting occurs. It becomes deformed and very unstable. This one event damages the very core of our process. As this diagram shows, these problems are all interconnected. A damaged cohesive zone disrupts gas flow, which throws off the chemistry, which further destabilizes the thermal balance. It's a viscous cycle. Understanding this interconnected damage is to understanding why a simple fix would not work. We cannot see inside the blast furnace. It's a really challenge, which brings us to our core challenges. We cannot see inside. Uh, it is very justified line. A blast furnace is essentially a black box. We cannot just open it up to inspect the damages. Instead, we are like doctors diagnosing a patient with a severe internal injury without the ability to perform surgery. We have to rely on indirect methods on the furnace vital sign. Our vital signs are our instrument and data. Top gas analysis, wall thermocouples, pressure differential, and most importantly, hearth level and temperatures. These are our stethoscopes and blood pressure monitors. So, why does recovery takes hours or even days? And many times we come across such debates by other units who expect fast stabilization of hot metal. It's because we have to carefully reverse all that damages. First, we must re-establish the burden column. We have to slowly rebuild the proper layered structure of coke and ore, which takes many full production cycles. Second, we must reheat the stack. We have to reverse that cold shock by carefully managing the wind rate and temperature to restore the heat reserve gradually, brick by brick. Third, and the most time consuming, is reforming the cohesive zone. This critical melting zone must be re-established at the correct shape and the level, and these absolutely cannot be rushed. Finally, we have to flush out the unreduced material, the junk that fell during the slip. Processing this material is inefficient and disrupt our slag and metal quality until it is cleared. Our strategies therefore must be one of patience over power. Rushing the recovery carries a very high risk of causing a second, even more damaging slip. Our response is carefully calibrated. We start by reducing the wind gracefully, a sudden deep cut to protect the furnace, followed by a very gradual ramp up. Aggressive increase can cause another collapse. We carefully manage fuel injection, adjusting PCI, oil, or gas to help reheat the stack without creating new irregularities. And we monitor relentlessly, watching the data trends for sustained positive direction is more important than reaching to very small fluctuation. This is not inaction. This is controlled, deliberate action. And in this process, every single one of us has a critical role to play. We are a team healing our patient. Our role is vital, it requires vigilance. You are the eyes and the ears on the ground, reporting uh, subtle changes in the sound, sight, or data that the instrument might miss. It requires precision, executing charges and parameter adjustment with extreme care, because consistency is the key. It requires communication, sharing your observation so the next shift knows the exact state of the recovery. And above all, it requires patience. We must trust the process. The time it takes is not a delay, it's a necessary part of the safely restoring our delicate giant to full health. To bring it all together, let's review the key takeaways. Sleep is a major internal injury, not a surface scratch. Recovery takes time because we are literally rebuilding, reheating, and restabilizing a complex internal environment from the outside. Rushing lead to regression. In this scenario, patience and precision are not just virtue, they are our most powerful tools. Your skills, your experience, and your calm approach are what will ultimately guide the furnace back to its stability and productive state.